What's up, Perry Hill family? That's what we call y'all that watch us. We appreciate y'all watching us. But today I actually went in a little early and did a case this morning, and an earlier start than we normally get, and actually let me off early this morning. It was kind of slow, so I praise the Lord for that. I've been really busy at work over the last year or two, and it's nice to get an occasional day where I get off early. So it's about probably 9:30, and I just got off, and I'm walking out here to the barn, and still got a few things to piddle on with Meemaw's place. But today I really want to focus on getting our hay that the cows have been eating on all winter and piling it up for compost. And so I'm gonna swing this around here and show you what we're gonna do. I got another project right there, is a greenhouse I got to get fixed and walled up. But for our raised beds, you know, you've seen the videos for some of our raised beds. We want to get more, and we need compost to do that. So I'm walking back here, and I'm gonna show you this. So there's an old pile. Now that pile, the person that we got the hay from there, they used Grazon, which is, if you're not familiar with that, is a substance that they spray pastures to keep certain weeds out. The problem is you can't grow out of it. I am going to test that today, so I'm going to get a cup of that, plant a pepper seed, and see. That's how you can tell whether that stuff was potent enough on it to cause problems. But if you try to grow in that, the plants just won't grow. And if you put them in your raised beds, it's hard to get rid of. It takes a while. So we've not been using that. That's year 2 sitting over there. This one, this pile, and we have a pile way back there behind Nanny's house, which eventually, as Jason and Lauren buy it, is going to be their house. But all this hay has not been sprayed with Grazon, and anything on the ground that I can scratch up and pile up is going to be compost. So the cows eat around that ring, they poop in the hay that they stroll everywhere, and we'll take that hay and poop and use it for our raised beds. So I'm gonna get the tractor cranked up and we'll get this started. So we come over here and get on the handy dandy tractor and get up on this thing, see what kind of gas we have. So if you're not familiar with farm life or tractor work, this has a little heating element that you need to let warm up before you try to crank the tractor. I do have some gas. I may go ahead and add some more to that before I get to work. You know, but once that light goes off, we'll be able to crank this tractor up, and I'll usually let it run a few minutes because it does take it a minute to warm up. So the light goes off and we're gonna crank it up. All right, folks, so Esther's trying to get on the tractor, but once I get moving, she'll move away. But in general, what I do is I use the bucket. I'm gonna back up, and I'll use the bucket to drag it to this open spot. Right, if I can get my hand right there, right in there. There's the old pile over here, new pile coming over here. So I'll drag it there and try to get it in a good pile so it'll compost right there. Here we go. Okay, so you can see it's very thick. You can see poop, you can see a moisture under it. It is very thick, so I am probably going to have to actually push this from the front instead of trying to drag it back till I get it a little thinner. So, but this is, you know, the ground, you can see the thickness of that. That's all hay and poop, which is going to make great fertilizer. So, free compost. All right, so I'm going to put this in low gear, try to get this as level as I can, scratch the dirt. Without stopping my tractor. Higher. A little higher. Gotta find that happy medium so that the tractor can actually push the pile. Very thick. There it goes. Broke it up a little bit there. I'm gonna back up. Back it up. Try to get it back down to low again. See if I can get it going forward again. Starting to slide. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit. Starting to slide and raise it up again. May have to take it a bigger chunk. There it goes. It's trying. A little higher. There it goes again. Back it up. It's a lot of crap, as you've heard say before in the past. Once I get this backed up, it's a big roll of hay right there. But you can see the pile building up in front of the tractor. Almost rolling up a whole new roll of hay. See how tall that's getting. Keep pushing it. In, it's building up that hay. Now I'll use the lift. That it's getting built up pretty good. I use the bucket, put it down on the low side, and I'll actually help push it now. As I go forward, I'll push it with this, lift it, push it, lift it. Back it up. It's a little tedious at first, but once I get it broken up, it starts. Back it on up. You can see that big pile. right, so just really breaking the surface here, but here's what I'm looking for. This hard pan dirt here. It's a little moist because of all the hay that's been on it, but if I can get to that, my traction is better. You know, traction in this, it just wants to spin the wheels once I get a load on it. But you can see how tall this pile is starting to become already with me just working in this one section. And you know, hopefully once we get it here, we'll have a nice big pile of this stuff. But this is all great. I mean, moisture, poop, and hay that's going to break down into a good compost. But I'll keep getting some videos along as I go. It's hard for me to do it while I'm driving the tractor, but I'll break periodically and get it done so you can see the crap I'm dealing with today. So I got most of the pile moved. What I'm doing now, I'll show you, I'm taking the bucket now, I'm backing, I'm scraping the top of this dirt off to get any mud, just any hay, get this back down to dirt so grass will grow back here again. And I'll leave this here for the cows to finish off, and I can push that last bit up into a pile. But you'll see this pile is about, that's probably about 7 foot high, you know, probably about 7 feet high if you look at that mound of stuff. So I'll look at it from this side so you can see how high that is. It's a pretty good mound of stuff. Now, when that breaks down, it'll be more than this, but it'll break down to probably about a half of that pile, and it'll be stuff like this. Now, I'll see if I can dig in here. This still is really moist dirt right here, and I'll take the tractor and I'll dig that up a little bit as well. But this is pile number 1. Got to go up there and do pile number 2. And but I'll give you a little video of me doing this real quick. I just want to touch that surface, put it in reverse. I'll try to just, I didn't like that. You go forward. If you don't like it, just go up. Get a little lower. I basically want to scratch that dirt. So I'm going to rest it right there and we'll try that. What I do is raise it up, leave it in a line so I can push it in the pile. So you can see the dirt smooth back out. Come to the next spot. Try to get it pretty close. too. So this spot, a little less hay and a few less cows because they've been back here for a few months. So hopefully this won't take me as long. All right, folks. So I left a little piece of dry hay there and that standing there, but I got all this scratched up, cleaned up, pushed in a pile. Let that start breaking down. So we got probably be a year before I can use that. I'll come in and periodically toss it with the tractor. After it rains a little bit, just keep tossing it till it finally completely breaks down. And then we can start using it for our compost. But at least I got a few hours to work on this. We're gonna go grab some dirt from that other pile. We're gonna test seed it with some pepper plant and see if that soil is good enough to use. So it's a little test. All right, so we're gonna grab a back up here at the barn, turn the tractor back in, and I'm gonna grab 2 cups. And we're gonna go out here and get some of this, and I'll keep you updated on what we find out. Apparently, if this does have grays on it, and once this puts on its second set of leaves, this plant, or if the grays on is in the soil, it will cause this leaves to wilt and not do well. I grew some tomato plants and we had some of that stuff one time get in our raised beds, and I made some tomatoes, but the plants leaves curled up. It wasn't very productive, and we found out that it was horse hay and they sprayed the fields with grays on it. So we're just gonna look in this stuff right here, and since I'm just gonna get some of this. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna push some of this oil in here if I can get it. There's some for that cup. I'll get some for this cup. We're just gonna test it good. The best way to test it is to put a plant in it. See if it'll grow. So, got 2 cups. Head back up here and see if we can put one in it. And the joy of really having your own compost is the cost. As much as we do compost wise, to buy that is a lot of money. And we have to buy hay to feed the cows, which is a lot of money. Unless we had enough land to actually grow hay. We are going to try winter cropping this next year, this coming up winter, see if we could grow some good stuff for them to eat during the winter. But in order to salvage every bit of the hay, it doesn't go to waste. What the cows don't eat, what they sort through, and what they pee and poop on, we just pile up and let it decompose for a year or so, and then we turn it back into our raised beds. Add rabbit poop. When I clean out the chicken pens, throw that in there. It just makes a natural compost and tries to get our soil better. So let me go get some seed and we'll plant these and see how they come. All right, hang with me. All right, folks, it's been a couple weeks. When I did the original video, we got busy with some stuff and I didn't get the pepper planted. Looking back, kind of researching, probably a bean would have been better to plant, but planted a bell pepper, and it has got its true leaves on now.
You did 2 pots, only 1 pot made it.
Yes, that's right. I think my other seed just didn't sprout. I only planted 1 seed per pot. I should have planted probably 3, but I was just in a hurry, and I put a seed in each pot because it was a small pot. This one sprouted and has grown. We've watered it, and as you can see, the true leaves are on this bell pepper now, and you can see these are the first leaves, true leaves, and I see some other leaves coming on. And so far, you know, the purpose for this was to see if this plant had any kind of leaf curling that could be caused from grazon, because we weren't sure if the hay that they ate a year and a half or 2 years ago had grazon that I had piled up into a pile for compost. So I'd heard you can test it by just planting some plants. I may do another one, a bean test with it, a bean plant. But this is encouraging because so far the true leaves look fantastic. There is no curling on that. Looks real good, real healthy, not discolored. So we're going to watch it grow a little bit more, and if it continues to grow well, we'll transplant it in the garden. But the big key is this compost that we have going to be good to use in the garden or in our raised beds? And so far that's looking good. I will do one more test with a bean, just get a sample from a different part of the compost pile just to make sure. And if that turns out great, then we'll use that compost, because these leaves, if this compost is bad, these leaves and the next leaves that come on usually start to curl or look bad or look deformed. So just wanted to give you that update. I know it's been a little while since I've actually did the work on the tractor, but we're just now getting around to getting this video done.
We wanted to wait to see if the plant
And I wanted to at least get a plant up to size, and it takes a few weeks to do that. But we're going to continue to watch this plant grow, water it, and if it changes, I will give you a short update. You know, we won't have to do a whole video on that, but I can do a little short if this changes or it shows that it's bad. And I will try to plant a bean plant because it'll grow a little faster than this pepper plant will grow, and show us pretty quickly too if there's anything wrong with the soil itself. So good news for us, hopefully. So might have some extra compost. It's been out there for almost 2 years now, and hopefully we can use it this fall. And so just wanted to give you an update. God bless you for watching our channel, and we're just going to pray that this sweet little pepper plant grows to make us some pretty peppers. All right.